Estados Unidos ha venido utilizando una estrategia en los últimos años en diferentes países donde actualmente hay gobiernos que no se subordinan a sus intereses. Normalmente se activa el guión cerca de un proceso electoral. Lo que intentan hacer a través de sus manifestaciones es provocar represión del Estado, porque ellos salen siempre diciendo que son no violentos. Intentan trancar tráfico, crear pánico, caos en las ciudades y en el último lugar terminan siendo violentos. Utilizan bombas molotov, utilizan piedras, botellas, intentando provocar una represión, y el momento en que haya algún esfuerzo para poner orden, están las cámaras de los medios grabando, que luego proyectan imágenes del Estado reprimiendo a estos pobres jóvenes manifestando por sus derechos de manera no violenta.
It was a killing that horrified the world and made a martyr of a victim. A young Iranian woman named Neda Sultan shot on the sidelines of a protest in Tehran. Now a shocking claim by Iran's ambassador to Mexico. Are you seriously accusing the CIA of killing Neda?
The bullet that we found in her head was not the bullet that you could find in Iran. These are the bullets that the CIA and terrorist groups use. Of course, they want that there would be a bloodshed in these demonstrations, and then they could attribute that to the Islamic Republic. This is part of the common acts of CIA in various countries.
And we just received the CIA response to the ambassador's allegation, an agency spokesman saying any suggestion that the CIA was responsible for the death of this young woman is wrong, absurd, and offensive.
Some in Iran, some in the Iranian government in particular, are trying to avoid that debate by accusing the United States and others in the West of instigating protests over the election. These accusations are patently false.
So what does all of this mean for Iran, and how should the outside world deal with it? Few people have a keener understanding of geopolitics and of Iran than Zbigniew Brzezinski.
If there is a change of regime in Iran, there's a greater chance of accommodation. And I think that is to be fervently wished for. But that requires patience, intelligent manipulation, moral support, but no political interference.
Es obvio que cuando, bueno, en este caso Estados Unidos trabaja en un proyecto de injerencia, en el caso de Irán, no lo hace públicamente. Generalmente a nivel publicitario se trabaja esta cuestión de imagen como para mostrar al mundo que en realidad son los mismos iraníes los que están planteando un derrocamiento a este sistema. Es interesante hablar de estas organizaciones, que algunas de ellas son ONG y algunas de ellas son oficiales, gubernamentales, digamos, creadas por una política del gobierno norteamericano, como el caso de la NED o el caso de la USAID.
La NED ha venido financiando diferentes grupos y podemos ver quiénes son. Aquí explica que los programas del gobierno de Estados Unidos son un esfuerzo a largo plazo para fortalecer voces independientes en Irán. Hasta este año ha sido público de quienes han recibido ese dinero, $100 y pico al año para el Consejo Iraní Americano que está en Washington, $100,000 para la educación cívica, derechos humanos, la Abdurrahman Burman Foundation, que recibe también para una página web y para su campaña de derechos humanos, el CIPE, el Centro para la Empresa Privada Internacional, que trabaja con el sector empresarial, como aquí con Fede Cámaras, y el Consejo Nacional Iraní Americano.
En las elecciones se quiso presentar a un grupo opositor que de repente aparece con un color determinado, aparece con un orden y una organización determinada. Esto es algo que se había creado desde hace tiempo. Lo que pasa es que estaba esperando el momento justo para poder desarrollarlo. Podríamos hacer un paralelismo con lo que ocurre en muchos lugares en América Latina. Podemos mencionar el caso de Bolivia, el caso de Nicaragua, el caso de Honduras, Venezuela mismo, y lo que está pasando en Medio Oriente, especialmente en el tema de Irán. Vemos que muchas veces hay un parecido en este tipo de movimiento, en este tipo de apoyo a estos movimientos. Es obvio que Estados Unidos tiene una política común frente al frente antiimperialista, llámese Chávez o Ahmadinejad, llámese latino o musulmán.
Siempre el guión es lo mismo. Inventan con una estrategia bien desarrollada de marketing, sea un color, un eslogan, un logo, que a veces el puño, a veces la mano, depende del país. Entonces se utiliza la juventud para dar una cara fresca a la oposición. Y también porque son más vulnerables a la estrategia de marketing. Ellos mismos dicen, el Pentágono, en la doctrina de operaciones psicológicas, hay que tratarlo como si fuera un producto, es un marketing. ¿Cómo vendemos mejor nuestro producto? Mensajes de libertad, mensajes de democracia, mensajes de esperanza, mensajes de cambio, moda, color, gente bonita. Buscan gente que, a pesar de que no es el idioma del país, lo que están diciendo en los medios de comunicación o en sus volantes, sus afiches, sus pancartas, lo dicen en inglés. Porque no es para Venezuela, no es para Irán, era para la comunidad internacional.
We knew that if we stepped in too soon, too hard, the attention might very well shift, and the leadership would try to use us to unify the country against the protesters. But I think we, in retrospect, handled it pretty well. Now, behind the scenes, we were doing a lot. As you know, one of our young people in the State Department got Twitter to, keep going, despite the fact that they had planned for a technical shutdown. So we were doing a lot to really empower the protesters.
The European Union has rejected Iran's accusations that the Western media helped engineer post-election unrest as protests in Tehran continue. The BBC and the Voice of America radio station have been harshly criticized by Iranian officials who accuse the broadcasters of fueling violence after the disputed re-election of President Ahmadinejad.
Right now you have almost 40 television channels in Persian being broadcast into Iran from the United States and Europe.
How is this station involved exactly? Well, Trace, they've been around for 9 years, broadcasting their signal from here in the United States into Iran. A graphic, dramatic video of the uprising taking place right now in Iran. Now, they're getting the video a number of ways. Obviously, it's being emailed, but it's being taken with a number of different devices. In fact, this station sent in 10,000 camera pins that could take 20 minutes of video and sound. This is one of those pins that this video has been taken with. You can see it comes apart. There's the USB connector. The little camera's right there with a little button to turn it on and off. Amazing trick.
While Western media broadcasts have been restricted in the country, popular web services including Facebook, Google and Twitter have opened services now in Persian, the main language of the country.
Aunque se ha empleado antes estrategias utilizando medios de comunicación y operaciones psicológicas. Es el arma más viejo, más antiguo y más poderoso. Pero lo que se ha realizado con este en particular, proceso en Irán, nunca se ha visto. El uso de Twitter, el uso de Facebook, el uso de YouTube, de celulares, de mensajes de texto, de información que no tiene fuente. Información totalmente anónima.
So you're on the ground there in Tehran, and the foreign correspondents are out, but you've got your mobile device,
right,
your BlackBerry,
you've got your
and you're saying,
or even just your cell phone, and you can get on.
And you're saying, here's what's going on the ground right now in Tehran. We take them, we filter them, some things we're not sure where they're coming from, but it's been a great source of information for us.
I think that definitely did change the game in a lot of ways. What's amazing is we can post something on Facebook right now, and my friends will share that information, and their friends will share that information, and it just spreads across many geographic locations, and it just is able to reach a lot of people a lot more easily, and it's just, the sharing is tremendous.
Let's talk about the two main sites that we see, at least CNN shows constantly. This is the Musavi site. Let's click that tab. And this is where the majority of the material that's coming in from the protesters, they're able to put videos, make comments, talk about the various rallies, and this has been really a powerful tool for the protesters.
When you're using the net, or when journalists or just a general member of the public is using the net, we have to tread with some kind of caution, because you can't trust entirely what's in the web. What we hear about the Iranian population is people who are young and quite savvy using the internet and so forth. And there was a range of views coming through that day, pro and against the government. But it's odd how the Western media try to draw attention to the opposition. I think it's so important for the general public to always question what they're reading. They should question why are we hearing this side of the story? What's the opposite? You know, we look at food when we buy it in the shops and we check the labels to see what's in the ingredients. Now we need to check what ingredients are going to go into our brains.
Post-election violence in the Iranian capital, Tehran, has claimed at least 13 lives. Iranian officials say casualties occurred after terrorist elements infiltrated the rallies. Latest pictures show that rioters set fire to a mosque in the west of Tehran. 2 gas stations and a military post also came under riot attack.
Llamar a la reflexión que Occidente y sobre todo los medios occidentales, que son muy acuciosos en hacer seguimiento a